Oh, hi! Welcome to The Legend of Taylor, a Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast based on the music, memes, and lore of Taylor Swift. We welcome all listeners, so whether you're brand new to D&D, brand new to Taylor Swift, or experts at both, we're excited that you're here. I am Casey Fisher. I play Saracen, who is a half-elf warlock based on Don't Blame Me.
Hi guys, I'm Daphne Miles. I play James Stormfury, a Mark of the Shadow elf from Forever Winter. She's a wizard and is based on the song Mad Woman.
My name is Ray Utarnachet. I'm playing Reading, who is a forest gnome barbarian. He's inspired by the song Change from Fearless. I forgot to say this last time. Reading is gender fluid, and his pronouns today are he, him.
Hey, I'm Lauren Muir. I'm playing Ricky, a tiefling ranger based on My Tears Ricochet.
And I'm Lindsay Allen, your dungeon master. So let's get into it. Just to do a quick recap of our very first episode, our players arrived at the neutral zone to attend the peace concert between two formerly warring nations, Diamond Sky and Forever Winter. This peace concert was performed by the beloved and very famous bard Rebecca Archer, who is also daughter and heir to the Archer throne. It was there that our players watched as Rebecca performed, but then grabbed a charm on her bracelet and sent a lightning bolt straight to King Stephen Grace, killing him instantly. And now you all stand in the aftermath. Rebecca Archer has been whisked away by guards, and the royal families have retreated to their respective encampments. The air is tense. The crowd around you is still abuzz with what happened, but they're slowly beginning to disperse. What would you like to do?
They really upped the pyrotechnics of the show.
Did we see where the royal family went to?
You saw there was still smoke and things, and there was a bunch of guards, but basically Rebecca was hustled and bustled by guards in a back entrance behind the stage and taken out of sight.
I want to try to go that way.
Okay.
There are dozens of guards in the way. Blocking that.
I want to try to go that way.
Great. You are stopped by dozens of guards who say the exit's that way, and they point east and west of where you are currently trying to go.
Do you need a doctor? Is everything okay back there?
I
could help.
We have a number of royal doctors.
Do you have exceptional doctors, though?
The royal family only employs the most exceptional of doctors.
When the king was killed, what were the archers doing?
You're asking me or you're asking the guard?
No, sorry, I'm asking you. Because I'm realizing there are 4 royal seats for Diamond Sky and 2 of Forever Winter. And presumably a Forever Winter archer just killed the king of the Diamond Sky. And I'm wondering if there was any reaction by the others up there, because they're seated pretty closely together.
Roll me a perception check. There was a lot happening at that time. There was a darkness spell, a show, people screaming.
Dirty 20.
Dang, all right. After the lightning bolt hit Stephen, and after Queen Emma screamed and pointed towards Rebecca, saying to arrest her, the Archer parents, the king and queen, Rebecca's parents, were shocked, visibly shocked. They were standing on their feet and they were starting to yell at the graces and guards and everyone around, but they seemed surprised by what had just happened.
And they weren't arrested or anything that I could tell.
Not that you could tell, but nobody's on this stage anymore.
Okay.
We got to get back there.
Yeah. There's no way to sneak by this through this exit.
This stage is basically lined with guards around it. So I guess my question is, what's your plan to try and sneak by over a dozen guards that are on high alert now that one of the people they were there to protect is dead?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is there a cleaning card anywhere?
You know what? Roll a perception.
Oh no. 8.
No, sorry.
No cleaning cart.
No cleaning cart. That's only for the beginning of the show.
Oh, fine.
I ask one of the guards how he feels having failed to protect the king.
Ricky wants to start some shit.
You see them visibly tense in front of you and kind of stand up straighter. You hear them take the deep breath and says, "Move along to the exit."
She's not wrong, though. It feels like you could have seen it coming, right? The darkness spell, and then she grabbed the charm bracelet. Just saying, we're on our way. Have a good one. Have a good one. Sleep tight.
VIP tickets.
He's holding a spear. He grips his spear and his knuckles are turning white. He's so upset, but he doesn't.
I mean, what are you even doing right now?
The exit is to your left and right.
Now, presumably, James has been to concerts here before. Not as big.
Yes.
Obviously.
Not as big, but traveling bards and things like that. Yeah, this is very much a community space that has been set up for various events.
Yeah. Would she know any other backstage entrances, tunnels that a lot of arenas have? Yeah.
Grab your D20 and roll me a history check.
12.
I mean, the problem isn't necessarily how do we get back there, because again, the direction they were heading was towards the Diamond Sky encampment, which is to the north, and that's obviously where the royal family would have come from. It's more because of the war, those entrances are limited, so there's not a lot of back doors necessarily, but you do know of two entrances. One is here, obviously, and one is just the main entrance before. And this one is very heavily guarded right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think reading is probably freaking out a little.
Yeah.
Probably thinking about, what kind of dark magic is this? We gotta get out of here. What are we doing?
James
Just
is
sitting
like-
here.
Not all magic is dark.
I guess you're right.
Is some magic dark?
Yeah.
This looked like dark magic to me.
How do you tell the difference?
It got dark. I don't know. James, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, that's a fair set. Because James, obviously, her magic doesn't necessarily come from any darkness, but it can be a dark thing. So I guess in my head, her answer would be that it was like the darkness would be intent, almost. Would that be a fair thing to say?
I think that's a fair thing to say. Look, I think every magic user you would ask about magic would have a different answer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But you can definitely have James' philosophy to be it's the intent behind it.
Magic lives in the gray area.
It's more of a tool
Exactly.
as opposed to being inherently good or bad.
Exactly.
I'm assuming the stage where Rebecca Archer was standing is surrounded by guards and whatnot, but visually, is it possible to tell if anything was dropped in the shuffle, i.e. that charm bracelet, or if there are if there's just kind of what's in that area? You know, I know it was a scuffle, but just kind of as a magic user, was the charm dropped? Was there anything...
If you want to go up to the stage, the guards are mostly around the back square area where the royals had been sitting. No one's really watching the front of the stage necessarily, since they escorted Rebecca out. So if you want to get closer, because there's still a lot of people milling around and stuff, and what just happened? So if you want to get closer and roll an investigation check for me, we certainly can.
Let's definitely do that. Anyone else investigating with me?
I can investigate. Yeah, we can all.
investigate?
Yeah, we can all investigate for sure.
Yeah, mine is probably insufficient, but maybe with a little help.
With advantage? If we help.
If they're helping, you can roll with advantage, yeah.
No. The 8 was the higher one then.
Your previous roll?
8 total?
8 total.
You're not seeing much on this stage. Other than, I will say as a magic user, you know in particular that the darkness that happened before was kind of stage lighting sort of thing. It wasn't necessarily supposed to be part of anything other than a stage show. Like, that's a common thing you see magic users who are bards will do to kind of amp up their performance.
It stands to reason that you were saying the family has been whisked away to that encampment that we were looking at earlier.
Yes.
Should we head over
Yes.
that direction? Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's just start trying to beat the crowd.
All right. So you head back into the kind of center of the city where all the shops were, and you see like there's people milling around. The shops are closed now because they had all been attending but you see like some of the shopkeepers, like Inez is like booking it back to her shop so she can open up and try and sell more stuff to people. So you see that, but everyone's very much in shock. It's crazy that this sort of thing happened, especially when everyone said the war was over, and then suddenly this archer princess killed the king, the Grace King. Like, what the fuck just happened? And that's very much the vibe you're getting. But there are a ton of people milling about still.
We didn't even get like a whole song. We
Didn't
just
even
got
get a
one.
whole song.
Didn't even start.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't.
Barely.
What does it look like in front of the Diamond Sky encampment?
In front of that entrance, there are new guards in front of it, not the same ones you saw before. You get the sense that the ones that were there got pulled into something else. There are only 2 guards there now. And again, you get the sense that they're doing something inside the camp and got pulled for that.
Okay.
You got any ideas?
I mean, 2 guards, just a diversion. We create a diversion.
Yeah.
What have you got? Anything?
I don't understand.
What's the best diversion you've got up your sleeve? I've got that. I could do like a fog cloud.
Fog cloud sounds good.
I like a fog cloud.
You gonna cast Fog Cloud?
Yeah, they don't know who did the fog cloud, right? They're not gonna know.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Are they? How far are we close? Are they watching us? Can they see us?
The thing is, there's so many
this is
people
Okay.
around, they're trying to watch everybody.
Okay.
So, roll with God.
Before we do this, do we do the like Looney Tunes thing where we do fog cloud, we jump the guards in the fog cloud, and we take their capes or whatever, and we try to use them as disguises?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Well,
We're gonna Looney Tunes it.
I was thinking something similar. We could check the merch line. If there's merch available, we can grab some merch, pretend we're selling merch, and pretend we're selling T-shirts and like distract them that way. Either way,
mean,
there should
they
be
all
some
sound
sort
like
of
good ideas.
distraction.
I think we
for
need a
whatever.
distraction.
Yeah.
I like the idea of stealing like a disguise, I think.
Yeah. Should we look
But there's
around?
only 2 and there's 4 of us.
Right.
Not that you have to come with me, but I'm gonna try to go in there.
Yeah.
But we could pretend like there are prisoners or something. You know what I mean?
A gambit of sorts.
Yeah.
That's a good gambit.
What are the
should
guards
be one
wearing?
that's
Like a mail or like a cape of anything?
Chainmail with
Chainmail.
an insignia from Diamond Sky on their
Okay.
breast. For lack
All
of
right.
a better word.
How
And
tough?
helmets.
Yeah. How tough do these guards look?
Roll insight.
Gosh. 6.
Seem pretty tough.
They got.
They seem. I mean, they got armor on.
They're
and
wearing
everything.
helmets.
You don't just wear a helmet if you're
Right.
not tough.
Well, we have 2 options. We can try to take them down and take their clothes, or we put the fog cloud up and try to like
Just go right
sneak
past
through.
them. Yeah.
Right.
It's just we'll stand out like sore thumbs once we're in there.
Yeah.
But-
That's what I was trying to. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Understood.
Get past them and get their
Clothes.
clothes.
If there's only 2 of them, so
Right.
the other 2 would be.
Yeah.
Yep. Fog cloud.
Let's do it.
Let's do
Good
fog
try.
cloud.
Yeah.
See what happens inside the fog cloud.
What happens inside the fog cloud stays inside the fog cloud.
Is this even something that I roll for?
I don't know that it is.
I don't think so either.
No, it's not.
Okay. Great.
All
Just
right.
does it.
Is it a cantrip?
No, it's a first level
Oh, okay.
spell.
All right. So you create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog. I assume centered on where these guards are standing.
Yeah.
It very easily covers this entrance. And they're caught in it, and you hear like, "Oh, what the hell? What's going on here?" You hear them like yelling at each other about it.
Nice.
And some like movement of metal as they shift around.
I think now's our time.
Yeah, this
Do we
is
just
our
charge?
Right, can we all charge in?
Ricky wants to try to stealth through, like past them, and then I might attack from behind. But
Roll me a stealth with advantage. We'll do it a contested roll with them rolling perception at disadvantage.
and to be clear, advantage means rolling twice and taking the higher one.
Correct.
Well, that's all right. All right. Well, I'm gonna take the first roll, which was a 21.
They, for the record, rolled a natural one.
They're lost.
They are
They
like,
strip.
Where are
They
you?
just start stripping, taking their clothes off.
You hear them like stumbling. One of them hits the wall. Like they're like, bro, what's happening? Why can't I see, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm behind them, I assume, right?
I kind of want to do the thing that like hockey players do, just based on their voices of like push the head down and just try to strip the uniform off them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Just like a flyby. I don't
A
wanna,
Mighty Ducks move, if you will.
Yeah. I don't want to get too entangled, but just as a Hail Mary,
What are
get
you
that
t-
chainmail.
What are you? You're trying to get the chainmail.
I want the chainmail.
It's gonna be harder because they got the helmet on. Just so you know, you gotta pull it over the helmet.
Pull the
helmet.
helmet off
Helmet
first.
first.
Yeah, let's get the helmet.
Get the helmet. All right, you are gonna roll a sleight of hand.
Nice.
15 is your difficulty that you're trying to beat, just because you are also caught in this fog cloud, and they are, full-grown men wearing these clothes.
Not gonna do it. Wait, did you say with advantage?
Sure didn't. No.
It's a 9. It's a 9.
So you reach over and you like yank on him. He's like, "Hey, bro, what are you doing? Like, get off of me, man!" He thinks it's his buddy at least, but yeah, you don't get anything.
Let's try the buddy then. Maybe we can get them to knock one another out or
Sure,
something.
yeah, try the buddy.
No, worse. 6.
Again, he's like, "Man, why are you tugging on me?" And you hear like the clanking and all that stuff. They're shifting around.
Can I try to knock one of them out with the butt of my sword?
Yes.
Great.
Roll an attack with disadvantage because you're also in the fog cloud.
I don't love that. And then how am I attacking? Am I using any of these?
You can use your short sword attack for it.
Okay,
You
so
would
it'll
just-
count the same way as my attack normally would.
Yes, but maybe without the damage because you're just trying to
Yeah.
bonk him.
Just trying to do a bonk.
Yeah.
All right, and with disadvantage, so that would be a 14 to hit. So I take the lower number.
Correct. That bonks him.
Bonked him!
So you all hear
Yeah.
a metal clang as she bonks the helmet. He's like, "Ugh!" And then you hear some knocking as he like falls to the ground.
I take the helmet.
You have a helmet.
Great.
Did I just discern what happened?
You heard some clanking.
I would like to try to replicate that. What is Saracen going to try to do that with? Probably his fist, stupidly. He's just going to punch the metal helmet.
You don't have anything else, probably.
And he's got a bow. He's not going to
He's not going to hit him
use
with
the
a bow.
goat horn. All right, so this is just strength, right?
Yeah,
roll to
with no
hit.
weapon, it would just be an unarmed attack.
16.
16 bonks him.
Feeling tough in this fog cloud. Okay, and I'm going to rip off the helmet and
Okay.
just...
And
Do we go for the chain? Did you get the chainmail?
yeah,
He didn't knock out, I will
Oh,
say,
okay.
because you would have done less damage than her short sword would have with your
so
fist.
I probably started
You-
reaching for the chainmail and realized he's still very much awake.
He's still like, you gave him some stars that he's seeing, and he's like, "Oi, my helmet."
I'm going to shake him off and not go after the chainmail.
I'm trying to get the chainmail with the emblem.
But roll a sleight of hand for me.
Nat 20.
You got some chainmail.
That's the first nat
It
20
fits
of
you
the
better.
day. Of the day.
It fits you better than him. I'm gonna say it,
Thanks.
yeah.
It is the first nat 20 of the game.
Yeah.
It's like you're going shopping right now.
I know.
Shopping for armor.
You have chainmail. You can put it on. Keep in mind, if you are not proficient in this armor, you roll attacks with disadvantage and other skill check.
Yeah. Is the chainmail what has the emblem on it?
Yes.
That's annoying.
The helmets are gonna do us something though.
The helmets block your.
Yeah, but are we gonna blend, or are they gonna be like, why is that person in a dark black cape wearing one of our helmets?
They might take that route. That might be the takeaway, yeah.
Could be. Do you want to give the cloak over?
I will say the sun is setting.
I was gonna
yeah.
ask you how
We
it's-
do have some
Yeah.
shadows forming
Okay.
because this concert was supposed to be happening.
Do you need to knock this guy? Do you need help knocking? Like, should I go knock this guy out for you?
I didn't do it. It didn't work for me. My
Yeah.
knuckles are a little swollen.
Can I hit that guy with the butt of my sword too to finish him off?
You can try disadvantage.
Because I'm in chainmail now.
Well, it was disadvantage before.
Oh, right. It
You
was
just
already
can't have double disadvantage.
That would be a 15. No, it wouldn't. The lower roll.
The lower
Disadvantage.
disadvantage
Yeah.
because it's harder.
So it's an 8.
Okay, you did not. He's like, "Oi, get off me!" And he like shoves you away.
gasp that he shoved me
So
when I tried
annoying.
to hit him.
So offended from this guy that she's trying to rob.
Yeah. Seriously. Are you doing anything else? Or are you just running with the helmet?
Going with the helmet.
All right. I think. Are we leaving him?
We're going into the encampment, right?
Can we see the entrance now, or are we still lost? Are we lost
Nope.
in the fog?
Are we lost
Fog
in the
cloud
fog
lasts
cloud?
a while.
Fog cloud is like an hour, I think.
Okay.
So it's gonna be it's an hour. So it's gonna be going for a while. So if you head north, it is just a 20-foot radius.
Okay.
So as long as you're following your friends, you can probably get out. They're little Keystone cops right now, but they can probably.
Do the like hand on shoulder, hand on cloak.
There you go. So you head north to where you come out of the fog cloud. So you find a large number of tents are spread out in front of you now. Torches are sending flickering light around the encampment, which is surrounded by a newly built and fortified fence, which you had already seen. Each entrance into the main encampment has guards stationed, as well as large ballista. The size of the camp is what some of you would expect from a royal encampment, about the size of a football field. You are coming from the southern end. There is a large, again, all this fencing around all these tents is new. The flag is flying towards the center, very high, which is where you would have seen that they have royals in residence. There are guards posted. There's large ballista right in front of you, aiming out towards that entrance.
Do we see a commotion anywhere, let's say?
There's a definite sense of bustling in this encampment for sure. There are a lot of guards moving around. There's a lot of people, like, no one's really talking necessarily, but there's a lot of, like, orders happening. Like, get over there and cover whatever, and get over there, or whatever. So there's a lot of bustling activity. Like, everyone's been assigned something to do.
James is on like high alert and has her, and as they walk into it, she has her hand on the hilt of her dagger, which is very, very like taking in kind of like any movement she's looking towards.
How about everyone, as you're at this south entrance, how about everyone rolls me a perception check?
Ricky rolled a dirty 20.
Really?
I rolled basically nothing. So.
When you say basically nothing.
No, do I get to use my?
You add your
Okay.
perception, yeah.
I got a 5 with that.
Lovely.
Got an 11 for James.
18.
18, and what was Ricky again?
Non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. So you two, and by you two, I mean James and Reading, are kind of hanging back because these are the two that stole some helmets and armor. They seem like they know what they're doing. So you're following them right now. So you're not, and James, again, you have said you're on high alert. So you guys are kind of ducking and all of that. And maybe as you duck kind of towards one of the fences, Ricky and Saracen, you hear kind of the clanking of tools near you. And like someone kind of muttering to himself, like he's working on something. And you get the impression that it's on the other side of this newly built wall that you were standing near.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go check that out, right?
I mean,
Skirt around the wall, trying to stay
in shadow.
stealthy. Yeah.
All right, everyone roll me a stealth check.
Okay.
It's a DC 13, difficulty 13.
23 for Ricky.
15.
Okay.
8 for James.
For James.
I'm gonna get a 19.
Okay. Well, James is lucky because the rest of the party rolled
Thanks,
really
guys.
well. James started to trip on a rock.
We catch it.
Reading easily caught her and
She's
was,
having a really rough day, you guys.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, you gotta look at the ground sometimes.
Yeah.
But you guys very easily like sneak around. Again, everyone's bustling. They all are doing something. Like stuff is happening right now. But you sneak around this new wall that has been built, and you realize very easily that the sounds of clanking and all of that is coming from one particularly larger tent that's in front of you.
Do you want to go to the side and just cut a little peephole?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You're gonna cut a little peephole?
I would like to stealthily cut a peephole into this tent.
I'm gonna need both a sleight of hand and a stealth check.
I gotta do both?
You gotta do both.
Can I help? With
Not
the sleight of
really.
hand? Okay.
Sleight of hand for Ricky came to 17.
Okay.
Stealth came to 16.
Okay. You managed to cut a little hole.
Yeah!
Nice.
And I assume you peek your eye up to it. So you see inside there's kind of two men in there working. There's tables set up with certain tools and all of that. They have many candles lit in order to see. You smell kind of oil and metal in the air. And one of the men is muttering to himself. You're too far away to hear what he's saying, but it is very similar to the muttering you were hearing outside of the tent anyway. The other man appears to just be following him around quietly, following orders.
Can I get a sense of what they're trying to do when I look through my improvised peephole?
It looks like, if you had to guess, it looks like some sort of artisan working on something. It has that vibe, not like a soldier vibe,
Okay.
which you would recognize.
Yes. I quietly relay that it looks like an artisan making. I don't understand why that would be happening right now.
Felt weird that that charm bracelet obviously had some powerful magic in it.
Yeah.
Could this have something to do with that?
I don't know.
There's just two artisans in there?
There's two guys clinking around with some tools.
We just took on two guards. Want to test our luck again? What are these guys gonna do?
Yeah, is there anyone guarding this tent this artisan tent that we're looking at?
There's general guards kind of everywhere around there, but it's kind of once you're in the encampment, it feels like
There's no
you're
guard,
surrounded
right.
by guards.
Let's go check out what's inside.
Yeah.
Why don't you lead?
Sure.
Guard. You look like a guard.
Sure. Ricky strolls in like she owns the place.
Nice.
What's going on in here?
And I'm gonna, Sarachen's gonna just peek his head around the corner of the tent, because that has a helmet, so that looks very legit. Hey, you need any help? What's going on in here?
James
There's
is
a lot of
far behind.
tinkering.
Like 5 feet behind.
A lot of tinkering. What are these artisans up to?
So the two men that had been working, the one that had been muttering to himself, like whirls around at the sight of your voices, and he's like, "Oh my God, you just scared the bejesus out of me. I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on it. And he turns back.
Well,
How
hurry
close
the
are you to
hell-
finish? Yeah. What are
Yeah,
you doing?
hurry the hell up.
It takes time, okay?
Does it?
I
I've
don't
seen
see
others
you-
do this in sub 5 minutes flat. What's taking you so long? Describe in detail, please, now.
He like throws down his tools. He's like, "Then you bring them here, okay?" This is a man at the top of his stress level. Pushed to the brink.
All right, listen, I'm not trying to start anything, still just peeking around the corner here. But how can we help? You look like you're struggling. I can't even
Yeah.
make sense of what's happening on that table right now.
Yeah, Ricky's like, we were sent in to check on you. What can we do to help you?
You know, roll a persuasion check, both of you. I will make it contested and roll for...
11.
13. Maybe you could roll low on this.
I'll see what I can do. You rolled a 12.
Yes!
So he doesn't know why there's a floating head outside of his tent poking in. Like
Scooby-Doo
he's
situation.
he's dismissed you completely. I'm okay. Yeah, I mean, and he like scratches his head and he's just so full of nervous energy. He's like, I'm working on my orders. Obviously this wasn't meant to happen. And he like gestures around behind him where you see in the corner where he indicated Rebecca Archer is sitting. So you see Rebecca Archer is sitting in a chair in the corner, kind of slumped over. She's still in her performing outfit, but her eyes are closed.
This just got a lot more serious than I thought it was going to. Ricky turns and says, what do you need? What would help you go faster to make whatever this is?
And he's very harried, but with your very gentle tone, he is calming down. And he's like, look, it takes time, okay, to like identify problems and then figure out solutions and all of that. So I just need time. I understand that the poet wants me to work real fast, but I can only move as fast as I can, you know? So I'll have answers as soon as I can get answers, but I don't have them right now. And if you could just please explain that in a very sorry tone so they don't get mad at me, I would very much appreciate it.
To the poet, you said?
Yeah, the poet.
Yeah, the poet.
Right.
Okay, we can do that because it's honestly, I don't mean, it's getting a little crazy out here too. Someone just tried to steal my helmet and they only got away with my chainmail and I walk in, I'm like, it's madness out here.
These Rebecca Archer fans can be insane sometimes.
They're out of control.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Is she awake right now?
The automaton?
And what Saracen has obviously put together now, and I think we're all realizing, is that what you're looking at is not the real Rebecca Archer. It is, in fact, an automaton, an exact copy of who you know is Rebecca Archer.
Whoa.
What?
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Was that was what was on stage?
That was what was on stage. That was what performed. That's
Okay.
Wow.
yeah.
Ricky pretends like that is not new information.
Where do we have the real Rebecca Archer? I can't remember where we stashed her.
You know I'm not someone who would know that.
All right.
I assume
the
that's-
poet asked me to check. Yeah.
Poet level
Yeah.
shit. I don't know that.
Just checking.
Yeah. It's crazy. what
Does the
happened.
poet not know that?
I think it was a test of our friend, the artisan here.
You were testing me?
We're just following orders.
Oh god, and you see him like clutch at a necklace that he's wearing. He's like, oh god, did I pass?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's success, right? We accomplished what we wanted. Fishing.
What do you mean we accomplished what we wanted?
Oh no.
Exactly.
What? He's very confused.
In terms of what we're finishing up here right now, right? We're close to accomplishing what we wanted. Finishing our objective from the poet.
He gets suspicious.
Ugh.
And he leans back and he says, I'm sorry, who's your commander?
We're gonna fight, right?
Before we answer him, you said he clutches a necklace.
Yes.
Is it anything I would recognize, or is it just a...
You very easily recognize it. It is a necklace with a longer chain. It is a dark red stone in a silver setting, and it might exactly match yours.
The fuck? Yeah, no, we're gonna fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just try to cast Eldritch Blast as quickly as I can, skirting his answer with this answer.
Yeah, the answer, he said, who's your commander? And Saracen said, Eldritch Blast.
You're gonna move to make an attack. I think we're gonna do contested dexterity checks because he's suspicious of you now to see if you can even try and attack him yet,
Yeah.
or if we just roll initiative first.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Sure. Who's quicker?
Yeah, exactly.
draw.
Who's a quicker draw?
Saracen rolled 18.
I mean, my guy rolled a natural 13, so we'll roll for him in a
see what
second.
happens.
Yeah.
Oh man, wild magic is gonna come into play?
Oh boy.
Some wild Taylor magic is going to
magic.
come into play. So he rolled a 15 total. So you will definitely get that off. Let me roll on this percentile for my guy. Fucking hell. He is frightened by the nearest creature to him until the end of his next turn.
Yeah! Amazing.
So that's you,
Is he
right?
scared of
That's
me?
Scared of
Ricky.
you.
You
Yeah.
did Eldritch Blast and he's scared of me.
So roll to hit him with Eldritch Blast.
12.
That does not hit him.
Okay.
All right, so everyone, let's roll initiative.
Woo!
This is our first time rolling
Are
initiative.
we outside the tent still, or do
Yeah.
we hear what's going on in the rest
Well,
inside?
I assume that we can hear from because we're right, like we're just like
We're
a
like
few.
this.
Yeah, we're like a few feet back, just to kind of like,
Give them
layer.
space.
Yeah.
For our listeners who are not familiar with D&D, when we roll initiative, we're basically rolling to determine who gets to attack first. Every character, including whoever they're fighting, has a certain modifier that they add to their initiative roll that helps them determine what order they go in. Each round of combat that we do is technically 6 seconds of real time. So when you hear us say a spell lasts for a minute or something like that, that means it's going to be lasting for a long time in combat. Okay, James, what's your initiative?
12.
Reading,
11.
Ricky,
14.
Saracen.
18.
Saracen, you're up first.
I'm gonna try some Eldritch Blast, so I gotta roll the hit. 12.
And you're, just to be clear, you're rolling at the guy you were talking to, or you're rolling at the silent guy next to him?
Oh, right there.
Because he had a helper there that was not talking.
I'll do the... Let's do the silent guy.
Okay, and what did you roll?
A 12.
You missed.
Okay.
So that blast just goes behind him, slams into the tent, kind of rattles some tools around, but does not hit it. Does that complete your turn?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Ricky,
All right. That guy's afraid of me.
you see a look of fear come over his eyes all of a sudden as Saracen tried to attack him.
Yeah.
But he's definitely looking at you. He probably looked at your necklace with some surprise and is very confused and doesn't know what to do.
Right back at ya. I'm walking in with my short sword. I'm gonna attack him.
Okay. You're moving next to him?
Yeah, I'm gonna swing first, ask questions later.
Copy that.
A 14 to hit?
14 does not hit him.
Shit. I don't know that there's anything else I can do. At the moment, I think that ends my turn.
Okay.
Well, wait. As a bonus action, I'm really very confused, deeply upset. And so I'm just gonna hunt this guy.
What does that mean?
I mean, I think in D&D terms it might mean hunter's mark, but in Ricky's mind, she's just laser focused on this guy.
Okay. So as Ricky kind of focuses on this guy, none of you are in there, you wouldn't see anything anyway. But Ricky sees a slight symbol of something kind of form over his head and then immediately dissipate. Probably a little surprised by that, or maybe not, I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah,
he is marked.
great.
All right, James, you're outside.
Yeah.
You've heard some agonizing blasts go
Yeah.
off in this tent, is my guess. A distinct lack of conversation that was once happening.
Yeah.
You've probably clocked. What would you like to do?
I would like to run up to the entrance of the tent. I was only about 5 feet away, I think.
You were
what I said.
10.
Oh, okay, 10 feet. Okay. Yeah, because I was 5 feet behind Saracen. How much of the conversation would you think I would have heard from just being five feet behind Saracen?
I would say maybe every other word. It's a
Okay.
thick tent.
Okay.
But you could have heard him muttering, but you didn't. You got some of the gist of it. At this point, you probably assumed your new friends were pulling some shenanigans inside,
Yeah.
but you didn't quite hear everything.
Okay.
Oh. This is a surprising tent to walk into, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I see Ricky in combat, right, with these two. And I see Rebecca.
Rebecca's sitting in a chair, kind of slumped over, her eyes closed.
I think to myself, that makes sense why she did not sound right. Because something, even if I don't know what, I know clearly if she is just seemingly asleep right there, something is up.
She's just seemingly ranch.
Yeah. Seemingly ranch. I'm going to hurl a chromatic orb at the one who's directly engaged in combat with Ricky.
Yes.
Which is, I hurl a 4-inch diameter sphere of energy at a creature that I can see within range. Range is 90 feet. I can choose acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder for the type of orb that I create. And then I make a ranged spell attack against the target. If the attack hits, the creature takes 3d8 damage. Okay.
Okay, so you throw the sphere at him, and now roll for your ranged attack.
I'm going to create a purple crackling lightning orb in my hand.
Okay.
That would be a natural 20.
Oh!
So,
Does that hit?
natural 20 hits. Just to be clear, this table's rules, a natural 20, because it is a critical success, will do max damage upon a hit. So what would be the max damage with 3d8 is 24 points of lightning damage
Hell yeah.
against my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a good amount.
That's a fair amount.
I feel like we were fighting this guy, and he's like dodging, and then James just walks in and annihilates him.
She's like, I don't have time or patience for this.
I'm not gonna lie.
Uh-huh.
What does it look like when you one-shot this guy
Holy shit!
on a nat 20?
So the crackling purple lightning orb in my hand, I just chuck it right at him, and those lightning bolts burst through his body, and crackling purple lightning strikes him down.
All right. The crackling purple takes over his whole body. His eyes roll up in the back of his head, and he falls to the ground. And the guy next to him falls to the ground.
Oh. What happened to the guy next to him?
Heart attack.
Oh, was he like a tied to him servant?
Oh, it's a seen friend as opposed to your unseen servant as
Seeing
opposed
servant,
to unseen
yeah.
servant.
Yeah, different.
It's
Can
a
we
different thing.
check the body?
You sure can.
I
You
don't know.
can check-
Wait until those lightning crackles
Yeah.
subside.
Ricky wants to look at that necklace so bad.
Okay. Let's do it in order. So someone tell me.
James coming in just being like, we were killing that guy, right?
Yeah. That's actually, Mike. What reading is like, are we killing people? What is happening?
No, we got him started.
Okay, good. Okay, great.
I would like to look at the necklace.
It's a tentative massacre.
How are you looking at the necklace?
I pick it up. Like I'm
take
ripping
it off him?
Yeah, I'm ripping it off his neck.
You go to grab it, but instead of being able to get the clasp off, it in fact pulls out of your hand. It attaches to his chest. You see little claws come out of the jewel attached to his chest. You watch his chest as like his veins fill, like red rushing up, and blood comes out of his eyes. It comes out of his mouth. If he was not already dead, he would be dead now.
Okay, real quick. Is it attached to his chest?
It's now attached to his chest. It was not before.
Bullshit.
I wouldn't touch that.
Standing here. So, can we clock that Ricky wears the same necklace?
I would say at this point you've probably... she doesn't have much of a poker face.
Sure you want to be wearing that necklace? This looks dangerous.
I don't think mine does that.
Also,
the same.
Would I know? Like, do I know what just happened?
Roll a history check for me. It's going to be a high DC. It's going to say 18 maybe?
17.
Oh, no.
You've heard of something like this before, but you can't recall much details, but something tells you it would be a very bad idea to try and take off your necklace.
What are you involved in? I thought I was the one with the tea.
She's like stunned.
Oh.
Stunned. Like, she's touching her necklace, like, stunned, silent.
And when you touch your necklace, it's just kind of like a normal, like,
Yeah.
you can move around. Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
ask her, like, where did you get the necklace?
Yeah.
I mean, where?
I've had it for a long time.
are you wearing any other jewelry that we should be concerned about? Like,
What's in your jewelry box?
This is my only jewelry.
Oh, interesting.
That's it. Oh.
picked a winner. I'm gonna.
Boy, did I.
One of Sarachen's Eldritch invocations is Eldritch Sight, which allows him to detect magic at will. I think I know what's going to happen, but I would like to look at Ricky's necklace and see if it has a magical glow to it.
Ricky's necklace definitely glows.
And then glancing over at the artisan's necklace that has embedded itself into him.
It's glowing. The glow is starting to fade, as if the spell has been
Yeah.
cast.
And what about this other individual laying next to him? Does he glow?
He was glowing. He is no longer glowing. But you do notice what else is glowing is the bracelet around Rebecca Archer's wrist.
I want to reach for it, but
as
the
well-
last time someone reached for jewelry here...
Well, but also, are you telling us that you're doing this? Like, do we...
I don't think I said that out loud, because I think what I just saw was a little concerning of, like,
Fair.
clocking that you're wearing the same jewelry as this person, and then it did that to him. But I did see that you look shy. I just feel like Sarachen's a little overwhelmed and is trying to add some things up here.
That makes sense.
But I would like to inspect the bracelet on the unmoving Rebecca Archer.
Okay. She wears a charm bracelet, obviously. It's her trademark. It has several charms on it. Only 2 of them are glowing. One is a heart, and one is a lightning bolt that is fading. It's just residual magic now left in there.
Okay. I really want that charm bracelet. Can I use one of my arrows? I pull an arrow out of my quiver and kind of fish it off of the, sleeping Jesus Christ, I'll just...
Automaton.
Thank you.
Robot.
Yeah, the robot.
Yeah, roll a sleight of hand for me. It's not going to be hard. It's
Okay.
like 5.
It's not moving.
He also has 21.
Yeah, you slide the crossbow bolt in there and you kind of angle it and do some jiggling, and that bracelet eventually comes right out. You have a bracelet with some charms on it.
Cool.
How come you get to pick up jewelry?
James is going to
Don't touch this.
Yeah, no kidding.
Don't touch the charm.
James is going to cautiously check the bodies, anything on the bodies.
Okay. The guy who never spoke only has like tools on him.
Okay.
He was very much a helper sort of thing. The guy you murdered before he even had a turn has a light crossbow, a hand axe,
Okay.
a light hammer. He has a gem in his pocket. It is a peridot. It's worth 500 gold.
Okay.
And if your detect magic is still up, you can see it was something he was using for a spell, so it's glowing a little.
Oh, okay.
That's it. A bunch of tools. He's wearing scale mail. If anyone wants scale mail.
Okay. And I would assume that I would know at least what the peridot stone, what magical properties it could be used for.
You can roll an Arcana check.
I will roll an Arcana check, actually. 9.
This isn't the kind of magic you
Okay.
used to do. This
Yeah.
is something different. So there's no. But you would know gems are used a lot in
Yeah.
magic, so
Okay,
it's not.
Is scale mail light armor? I never know these.
Yeah.
I think it's medium.
Okay.
Reading, did you come in?
No, I'm still outside. I'm like, what is happening?
Ricky goes outside and yanks Reading into the
Get in here.
Scale mail is medium armor.
Okay.
In her like shocked state, she's like, we gotta figure this out. Rebecca Archer was an automaton?
And I'll say I definitely noticed that during her performance she sounded off. I thought maybe it was just, end of the tour tiredness, but I definitely noticed something was off about her. Is it, as we're looking now in here, is it apparent what they were tinkering on? Like, is there like a panel open on Rebecca, or like
what were they working on?
Yeah, what were they tinkering on?
There's no panel or anything open on her. You get the sense that they were gathering the tools to start to look. Because again, this just happened.
Yeah.
Like, they're not deep into anything yet. They had hauled her in.
Yeah.
And we're just getting started. That's kind of why he was so harried when you guys were like, how long is this going to take? He's like, I just got... You do it.
Hey, we offered.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So she was an automaton.
Yes.
Saracen has the bracelet that maybe killed the king.
Uh-huh.
James has a
The murder
glowing
weapon.
magic stone that was used for some sort of spell.
Yeah. And his necklace my necklace might kill me. That's where we're at?
That's where we're at.
Just to be clear, the stone itself is
I
not
realized
magic.
when
It
I
was
said
used
that.
as a spell. It was used as a spell component in something. flame, which is why it's glowing a little bit.
Ricky doesn't know the difference.
Cool.
Great.
Magic stone. Got it.
She said magic
Something
stone.
I don't
Not
get.
a
Okay,
normal
cool.
stone.
What the fuck do we do now?
I think we find out who's controlling this robot.
Yeah, I think that's what they were trying to figure out, right? Because it killed their king. And I feel like someone else is going to come into this tent to check on their progress like we said we were doing. So maybe we get the fuck out of here?
Before you go,
Yeah.
I am going to say, because you got the bracelet and you're kind of feeling it and stuff like that, you managed to touch the heart charm. And as you're talking to your new friends and all of that, you hear in your head like a faint, kind of familiar female voice whisper to you, "Help me, help me." It's scared and desperate, and this vision comes to you, this small village with the faint sounds of screaming in terror. And then a different female voice chimes in and says, "You have to stop!" And the vision disappears except for the "help me."
So do I recognize either of those voices?
You recognize the one asking for help? It's Rebecca Archer.
The second voice, could that be my patron's voice?
It is not your
Not-
patron's voice.
okay.
It is not a voice you recognize.
Okay.
It might be a voice someone else here recognizes.
Okay. And did it sound like it was coming from the same location as Rebecca's voice? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
is this like interference in the radio signal?
Right. Was
Yeah.
it happening at the same time? Or was it
Right.
coming
Like, were they
out?
together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll me an Arcana check.
2.
Hard to tell,
Yeah.
really.
thought that.
I mean, it's like the voices, you know? Mm-hmm. It's hard.
I am going to tell them, everybody here. So, I'm hearing voices.
Oh, good. Let's add to the problem.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fuck.
We all know what Rebecca Archer sounds like. She sounds to me like, I don't know if anyone else wants to touch this charm. I
touch
touched
it.
the heart and I heard her voice. I think that's where I heard her from. And it sounds like she's in a small village calling for help.
Oh my goodness. I actually am curious. I'll touch the heart, but I also want to see if like there's any interaction while I'm holding the stone and touching the heart.
There's no interaction in telling the stone. Again, the stone was used as a spell
Yeah, I
component.
just didn't know if like getting it closer together or like if there was
You hear and see the same thing, but you also do not recognize this female voice. That's not Rebecca Archer.
Interesting.
Do you hear her?
I do, yeah.
Do we all need to touch this heart now?
Yeah, pass it around.
Am I allowed to touch it?
I don't want it around my neck when you touch it. If you do that thing again. But you're welcome to touch.
I mean, if you want to put it on the ground and then just like
charm.
touch it with your finger
Yeah,
or
okay.
whatever, yeah.
Okay. But
Yeah.
you go first.
I'll touch it.
You hear and see the same thing, but you do recognize the voice.
Oh.
The female voice yelling, "You have to stop," is your sister's voice. And as you watch, what they've described as what they see gets a little more detailed. It's not just a village. There's people running around. There's your sister yelling at someone to stop, and then there's an axe coming for her. And then the vision cuts out.
You okay
I saw
there?
her. I saw my sister. What is this charm? Where did you get this? I don't even know where you got it.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't there.
I pulled
I was
it in.
outside. Where did you get this?
I love that you were like, yeah, they said touch this bracelet. You have no idea.
It's
Touch it,
shiny.
touch
It was on the robot, but back up a second. When was you said you hadn't seen or heard your sister in how long?
About 5 years, 10 years.
And you just heard her through this little
by
bracelet.
touching this charm, this heart-shaped charm. I could hear her clearly, like she was standing next to me.
That is wild.
That is wild.
Who else needs to touch us?
I mean, me, but I'm very nervous. But I will. Oh God, I'll touch it.
You start to bleed. I'm kidding.
We all close our eyes.
Hands, come on. No, you're fine. So you see more what they said. However, you recognize the village
What?
in the flashes. It's a place you've been before. It's to the west. It's not very big, but it's bigger than the neutral zone. 'Cause the neutral zone is quite small. And it's a little village called Midnight. And as you recognize it, you hear Rebecca Archer's voice say, "Meet me at midnight. Meet me at midnight." And that's where we're gonna end the session.
No.
Oh, man.
Thanks for listening. When the next episode posts, come back. Be here.
Meet me at midnight.